Hey guys, so yesterday I put up a petition on change.org, and I figured since there's been a little bit of controversy surrounding it, I'd best take some time to explain a little bit about it and talk about why I did it and what I'm hoping to accomplish. This is actually the second petition that I've put on there before. The first time around I didn't really understand how the site worked and how to know who to petition in order to effect change. This time I was able to do a little bit of research in order to figure all of that out, so I'm hoping it actually does affect change. I'm sure many of you who are on social networks, whether it be Facebook, Formspring, Twitter, or Tumblr, or any of the other various ones out there, know that a lot of times youth and even adults use these sites as a method of crying out for help in times of depression, in times of need. And it's come to the point where many of the suicides that have been in the news of late, when people have gone back and looked into the people's Facebook accounts or other social network accounts, they find that there have been warnings on there that these people were going to take their lives. I was actually really happy about probably 2 or 3 months ago when I found out that Facebook was supposedly going to be cracking down on suicidal content and actually helping the people that expressed these things. I was under what I now realize was the misconception that they were going to help network with local law enforcement for where the people were and get help to these individuals before they actually did something. Unfortunately, just a few weeks ago, I figured out that this is not, in fact, what has happened with some of the new policies that Facebook has put in place. Apparently, when somebody reports suicidal content on Facebook, the only thing that actually happens is that Facebook sends a message to the person who has posted this content and tries to check in on them via email and suggests to them that they get help through a number of networks, phone numbers, hotlines, and such like that. Unfortunately, if somebody is at the point where they're not just depressed, but where they have a gun in their hand, where they have that bottle of pills open, they are not going to be at a point where they can open their email and they want to reach out to a hotline. They're at a point where they need immediate help. They're at a point where they need an ambulance at their house to get them the help they need so that they do not succeed in taking their lives. I put out the petition in effect to try to change these policies, to try to get them upped a little bit more so that maybe we can actually affect some change and save some lives. It's very frustrating right now, as I've seen so much suicidal content on Facebook, and when you try to help, if you're not in the same state or the same country as the person you're trying to help, getting help to that person is nearly impossible. Facebook absolutely has the resources to do this. They absolutely have the money to do this, to be able to help affect some positive change, to be able to save some lives. Some of the money that is going to things like all of the new Facebook games and apps that you see being put out there could be used to save lives. What I didn't really think about or give too much time to was the fact that there's been some controversy since I put this petition out there yesterday. There are some people who feel like Facebook already is too in our face, too involved in our lives, has too much personal information of ours as it is. And I can empathize with that. There are times when the privacy settings seem to go a little bananas and get changed around so much that you wonder who's seeing what of what you put out there. At the same time, though, I have to sit and ask myself, what if the person that's putting that suicidal message on Facebook is your 14-year-old son? What if it's your 13-year-old brother? What if it's your 17-year-old daughter? And you're not on this person, on your child's page. You're not on your sibling's page, or at least not in time to see it. Wouldn't you love for somebody to be able to look onto that page, to see that message of what they were about to do, and to be able to get somebody over to the house in time to help? get an ambulance there, get a crisis counselor there, get a police officer there to check in, so that maybe a life could actually be saved. It may be invasion of privacy, but honestly, in 2012, when suicide is on the rise, especially among teenagers, I really wonder, is it worth it? Do we maybe think we could handle a little bit of invasion of privacy if it means saving the lives of our children? I'm going to try, if I can, to link the petition that I've written to the bottom of this video, and I'd encourage all of you to take a few minutes to really consider whether this might be helpful. Consider whether it might be worth that little extra irritation that maybe Facebook's getting too involved in our lives. If it might save one of your children, if it might save one of your siblings, if it might save one of your friends. Maybe none of this is possible. Maybe Facebook won't listen, and maybe it is too much of an invasion of privacy. And if so, then I'm sure the same things that have been going on are going to be continuing to go on, and we're just going to have to do the best that we can with what's currently in place to save lives. If not, though, and if they listen to us, you never know how many lives might be able to be saved. So I encourage you, take some time to take a look at this, look over it thoughtfully, and share it with other people.